Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The Type 63 and the DMR got nerfed again, version 2.0, and the Diamattis too. But are these nerfs enough? In this video, we're going to actually test the recoil compared to what was before. And then we're also going to give you gameplay examples and tell you how it feels. So it's like the statistical testing, the going down on the nerfs, and then how does it feel in game, and is it still good or not at all anymore? We need to change the meta now. Let's first read the nerf. Very important, Gallantry Mach 10, all stats updated to match base Mach 10, which means that the headshot damage is lower, the body damage is lower, everything is lower, which makes the Mach 10 like fall out of the top 5 rifles easily. So the Mach 10 is kind of like 10th or 11th time to kill now. The Cold War MP5 is better, the ASVAL is better, the FFR is better, everything is kind of better. The Mach 10 is kind of out. It's still good, it's still fantastic, but the Mach 10 has open bullet delay, has always had open bullet delay, and the damage is tremendously nerfed. So Mach 10 really get kicked in the nuts, and that's fantastically good because the headshot multiplier plus the insane RPM was too much. Then DMR 14, bullet penetration reduced from sniper to AR, which means that the gun can't actually wallbang anymore as it used to do, and probably also can't easily shoot out of cars anymore, because that was the sniper bullet penetration, I would say. Damage fall of ranges decreased, so 55 damage before, 48 damage after 75 units, down 70%. Okay, so the damage fall off happens way earlier. That means the gun is probably used for close to mid-range, and then these insane long-range shots where you're just beaming people on 200-300 meters are nerfed, which is really good. That was the OP part of the gun. Recoil increased moderately for second and third bullet, increased slightly for subsequent bullets. What I'm reading here is you have to shoot 3 bullet bursts. Should be probably the best. We'll see about that. Location damage multipliers adjusted. Headshot now does less than 100 damage after 750 units. Okay, so on the long range, you do less damage with it. Lower torso reduced from 1.1 to 1.01. So 8% damage reduced also on lower torso damage. Good. Same goes for the Type 63 with the bullet penetration. The Type 63 does not get more recoil. Interesting. Now we have to check Type 63 more recoil. Or the DMR 14. The damage fall of ranges decreased also, but still better than the DMR 14. Interesting. Which means that there's also no decrease of headshot damage at any range. The Type 63 might now finally be better in every single way than the DMR 14. We'll figure that out. Pistol burst damage reduced from 45 to 40. Minus 11%. I think that makes sure that you can't get 1 bursted anymore. You might still be able to get 2 bursted. We'll figure this out. Front grip. Vertical recoil reduction removed. Horizontal recoil reduction increased from 20 to 30%. Okay, the front grip had never horizontal recoil reduction, but good to know. Field agent foregrip. Vertical recoil reduction decreased from 35 to 25%. Horizontal recoil reduction increased from 35 to 30%. Horizontal recoil reduction increased from 35 to 30%. Cool. That's a nice increase. That we talked about that. So on the Type 63 front grip, vertical recoil reduction removed, horizontal recoil reduction increased from 20 to 30, and then Spasnals also 45 to 30, and horizontal reduction decreased from 45 to 40. We definitely have to check out how that plays out. Then burst pistol Akimbo, all location damage multipliers set to 1. That's actually really good. So there's no headshot multiplier, there's no chest, blah blah blah. So there's no headshot multiplier anymore on Akimbo. That means you can't actually hit headshots and burst people down faster. Then the stim glitch is fixed, and we get challenges. Now let's check out Type 63. If we have to change an attachment, the Spasnas got nerfed a little bit. It's still fine if the Bruiser is now better or not. The DMR also get nerfed. And we'll figure out which one has now the most recoil or not. And then compare that to the old one, and then gameplay examples. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the newly nerfed DMR standard build that we have been having before, nothing changed. So actual 3 arms, agency titanium, field agent foregrip, and the Salvo 40 round mag. How does it feel? Supposedly that there is more recoil now. Yeah, you feel the spread in the first 3 shots, then afterwards it still feels the same. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It still doesn't feel really nerfed. I'm gonna say it, like, this does not feel awful. Like, this is many amounts of bullets in there. Let me see, like 20 meters. I'm going to be trying to beam you, and you're just like this is like, here, this level is your hen. Still just trying to get away at you. And then you strafed over, and I'm just still trying to get away at you. Yeah, I'm not sure where we get nerfed here. Let's see if the Type 63 now in comparison feels better. Funny story, guys. Did you know that the magazine on the Type 63 that gives you 40 bullets gives you 50 bullets? Yeah, crazy, right? That on the side note. Let's see what the Type 63 has to offer now. Oh, down here and Type 63 definitely just does feel like it's having way more recoil in general. Okay, you're standing here. I'm 20 meters away from you. Biggest problem with the Type 63 is that whenever you stop shooting within, like, let me show you. It like, you know, you're controlling it and then did you see this? You're controlling it, high recoil, and then oof, the gun just pulls away because you're pulling against this ultra high spam recoil. So yes, the Type 63 does feel more or less like the DMR, at least on 20 meters. Obviously on longer range it should be worse, but seems like that the Type 63 could be an option to shoot at people. I would not say that the DMR feels like, so from a statistical standpoint of what I see here right now, it does not feel nerfed. It does not feel worse. Let me see if I slap on the bruiser grip, as we figured out the bruiser grip does something. If it now does do better than this. So bruiser versus Spaznas and field agent. And then we'll go and test the gun. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I got my bruiser grip on the gun. I'm gonna be shooting here. I'm gonna shoot over these bullets. It's gonna be fine. Yeah, there's more felt recoil with the bruiser grip, so the Spaznas is still better. Should be definitely like the same here. Wouldn't be surprised now. Yep, Spaznas is better. The field agent is better. There's a big difference. Okay, so we're back to the standard build. Nothing actually changed. The rifles are exactly the same as they are. Funny story, if you do actually have a problem, you can just try out slapping the SOCOM Eliminator or the Infantry Compensator on. Yes, you would sacrifice your silencing with the SOCOM Eliminator, but you could spam away even better. Yay! And it doesn't make that much of a difference because spammability is like, you know, still you're gonna just go away. But as you can see, as soon as you get used to it, your spray gets a little bit smaller due to the SOCOM. It's definitely more for the Type 63. See, your spray also gets a little bit straighter as you're doing this. 20 meters.
Moving here.
Spray gets a little bit straighter in comparison. See that little wobble is added due to the recoil control. Really interesting. So the Type 63 probably profits from that. The DMR still does not need it. The DMR is just still mental. There's just no questions asked. Let's find out how these two guns now feel after getting nerfed.
Changing mag.
So I don't feel a difference, boys. I don't feel a difference. Maybe on longer range shots. So let's try to line up someone as far as possible as we can. Kinda. And then try to get him down. Oh, yeah, we're gonna go up. Okay. Still possible, as it seems, to kill someone with one plane. A little bit more wobble in the gun, that's for sure. Oh. He didn't have plates, poor little Jimmy. In case you're wondering where we are, we're in plunder orientation training to figure out. Yeah, okay, so that felt a little bit nerfed on the distance, doing like a 3-shot. So not like if you're close up, you kind of need to find like a full armor bot so we could test this out in close range. Okay, feels slightly weaker. The recoil addition I'm not seeing, at least not on these close quarters. That's for sure. Sure that we shoot. Oh yeah, there. This one didn't have plates. Didn't feel all too much different. This was obviously a test against bots, but still, it gives you a feeling for the guns and how they're going. And I would say right now, the Diamatti still feel strong, but not completely broken anymore. I think it should be like a 2 or 3 burst. Again, if you're extremely close, if you're just in someone, they should actually shred you. It's the same shotgun conundrum. Yeah, if you're 2 meters away, if you run up the stairs and he's on top of the stairs and he's looking at you, yes, you should probably die to Akimbo Diamattis, but obviously not in one shot. So the one shot is off the table. That's fantastic. That means it's a 2 shot that gives you a little bit of time to react, especially with shotguns. So the Street Sweeper, Jack 12 become more relevant. The Gallo again too. That is fantastic to see. Really excited to try this out. Also, the FAR with the time to kill might be an option if you hit your shots correct. But Diamattis are still strong. They're not broken anymore. They're still strong. When it comes down to the Type 63 and the DMR 14, I tested them both. The Rolly, you've seen the DMR being played here right now. The Type 63 is still having more recoil than the DMR. But I have to say, on the long range shots, the Type 63 does feel better. So you do notice, especially on the long range shots, that the DMR get nerfed. You can still spam it away like crazy. You do a little bit less damage. You need maybe 1 or 2 bullets more to kill in certain situations because you just have a little bit of a damage fall off there. But all in all, the gun is very good regardless, especially on the close to mid ranges. So the fights you already used to do with them, the 10 to 50, 60, 70, up to 100 meters. After that, yes, you can't be like the crazy beamer anymore in 300-400 meters that you used to do, like shoot the helicopter and definitely get them all out. Nonetheless, the gun is absolutely powerful. I would say, the big question obviously is, do we need a nerf round 3.0 here at this point? I'm not sure, to be honest. We'll have to see how the meta now plays out, so we have to wait for a week to play on with these guns. I think the psychological effect of nerfing a gun twice is really high. You already saw people using other guns and not just sticking to what they used to use, because it's just like this, it get nerfed twice, it must be weaker. The same for the Bruin. The Bruin got nerfed instantly, or the Grau got nerfed. It was still good, but it wasn't as good anymore. People stopped playing it. Still, it was good. Same goes for the DMR 14 and the Type 63. Now, as for the Diamattis, I expect to not see a lot of Diamattis because people are going to be like, oh, it got nerfed twice, it's bad now. But obviously, it's not that bad now. Therefore, do we need a round 3? Maybe. The DMR 14 is very oppressive regardless. I think we need a slight fire rate nerf because it can't be that you see a sniper turn around, whoop 100 meters, and just spam him down with a tactical rifle. Then again, that's kind of what the tactical rifle is there for. So I'm really torn here. Yes, maybe nerf the fire rate a little bit to just not make you absolutely broken in these mid-ranges where you're just shooting as fast as an AR, more or less. That can't be. Still, though, Stimglitch Bugs is fixed. They're doing something. Raven Software is moving forward. So we lost already hope in the developer. Then hope is restored now. Let's see where it goes furthermore from this point on. Nerf 2.0 is through. It definitely did more than the Nerf 1, obviously, but it might still not be enough. What are your thoughts in the comments? Just share with me what you think about the DMR and the Diamattis and the Type 63 right now. From a statistical standpoint, the Type 63 is now way better than the DMR. Obviously, it still has more recoil, which is manageable, especially if you try out the Eliminator and the Compensator on it. That makes it really very nicely to be controlled, also, especially on the mid-ranges. That's where the Type 63 is technically stronger than the DMR. But share me in the comments below what you feel about this, how you feel about the nerf, and if we need a nerf round 3.0 there. Thanks for supporting the channel so much, guys. We broke the 70,000 subscribers, which was a goal for end of January, and we already only have the 40th. So that's crazy. I wish you all a fantastic good time. Don't forget Twitch TV Ponyhof, where we're going to today be actually playing Twitch Rivals. We're also going to be trying out all these nerfs lives and trying to dive into the new meta, which I'm going to say is probably going to be FAR and a sniper. This is more or less going to be my new gun. I'm going to play together with an SPR, M82, Kar 98, and all the others to shred some jimmies left and right, because I feel like the sniper meta is back finally, as people are going to be reluctant to do the long range shots with their DMRs. We'll see about that. Have a wonderful, fantastic time, and see you soon in not DMR zone anymore.